Good day, everyone. It's Evelyn Ackah from Ackah Business Immigration Law. I hope you're well. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to you about Canadian citizenship. Are you eligible to apply for citizenship status? Do you know? The way you know if you qualify is if you have been a permanent resident for more than 3 years, approximately, and you have spent physical time in Canada for most of that 3 year period. To become a citizen, you have to be physically present in Canada in that 3 year period within that 4 year time frame. And you have to have applied and filed your taxes for the 3 year period. And you need to be in good standing and not have any criminality or not be in jail. And then you can apply for citizenship. Many people ask, why does it matter to become a Canadian citizen if you're already a permanent resident? And I would say to you that it matters. The big difference when you are a citizen is you're allowed to work. Sorry, you're allowed to vote, which is really exciting because if you're living in Canada for years and years as a permanent resident, you cannot vote if you're not a Canadian citizen. The other benefit is you are then entitled to a citizenship evidence, which is your Canadian passport. So for many people who come from different countries where they need visas to go anywhere, whether it's from India or Ghana or China, if you have a Canadian passport, you no longer need as many visas for general travel or tourism or business. So it certainly saves you money and time invested in getting a visa for every trip that you have that requires it. Another reason is once you're a citizen, you don't have to worry about your personal time spent in Canada and tracking because you no longer have to track if you've spent 2 years out of 5 in Canada to keep your permanent resident status. When you're a citizen, you can go for years, but you don't lose your Canadian citizenship. It's very rare for somebody to lose their citizenship, and usually it's for significant criminality, something that is at a very high level, and the government will take it away from you. That doesn't happen often. Whereas if you are a permanent resident, you risk possibility if you get involved with some criminal incident that's major, you could be deported to your home country. Permanent residence does not mean you're entitled to stay in Canada forever. And instead, citizenship actually does give you some of that sense of confidence that you can stay in Canada and not risk losing your status. So those are some of the reasons why I feel like you want to consider if you're eligible. If you've been in Canada working as a temporary worker and then you became a permanent resident, and you are sitting here with the permanent residence card and you've met the physical criteria of 3 years physically present in Canada, you are likely eligible to apply for Canadian citizenship. And I would highly recommend you contact us so we can do the assessment and check for you and make sure if you qualify, and we can assist you to prepare your citizenship application. There are a lot of great things about being a Canadian citizen. It is truly a privilege, not a right. In addition to voting, representing Canada with your Canadian passport, having ease of travel compared to other countries where you would be required to have a visa, there's a real sense of pride and confidence that comes from knowing that you carry a Canadian passport. Many countries allow you to also carry a passport from your home country. So even if you still want to keep your citizenship for your home country and carry a passport, you may still be able to have dual or triple citizenships depending on the country that you come from and their rules. For instance, if you're an American citizen, you can keep your Canadian passport and have your US passport. And the only difference is when you enter the US immigration wants you to use your US passport to enter the US. And when you come back to Canada, Canada immigration wants you to use your Canadian passport. They basically recognize dual, even if they don't say it, because you're using the passport that you have to enter the country of citizenship at the time of entry. So these are some of the reasons I think you may want to know. If you're eligible to apply for citizenship, why haven't you done it? And why don't you start now and get it done? There are a lot of people that did not meet their physical presence criteria for permanent residence card during COVID because they were stuck outside of the country. And now they're scrambling to struggle to figure out how they can renew their status as permanent residents because they were not able to travel during the COVID time. If you are a citizen, this would not impact you whatsoever. So please consider applying for citizenship. The other thing I want to make sure I share with you is you can maintain your permanent resident status if you're traveling or with a Canadian citizen out of the country. So that works, but you cannot maintain and obtain Canadian citizenship if you're not physically present in Canada. That is different. So you need to ensure you understand the difference between permanent residence and citizenship. As always, I'm here to assist you at Ackah Business Immigration Law. Give us a call at the numbers below and the emails below so we can discuss if you're eligible, and let's get started so that within the next year, you could be a Canadian citizen. Thank you so much for tuning in to this LinkedIn Live, and we look forward to helping you and speaking soon. Take care. Bye-bye.